Hey, good morning. Sorry for the delay. I was having trouble with, like Facebook and Instagram, they just like to change things all the time, and they changed something on me. So it confused me when I was trying to hit the live button. Hey, Yvonne, welcome back. Happy belated birthday. It was Yvonne's birthday yesterday. Whew, okay, you guys ready? It's warm today. Humid. Oh, did I ever have a nice relaxing morning, you guys? As we discussed yesterday, I decided to kind of really cut back on my running over the next couple weeks to start to rest and recover, and stomach just keeps, oh my gosh. Do you guys have any tips for telling your stomach to stop flip-flopping? Oh my god, it's like I can't deal with this for the next 2.5 weeks. Anyway, I didn't run this morning. I got up at 7. We have a big sale today with the free tanning foam, which everybody freaking loves. Anyway, so I was online working this morning, so that was nice. Sipping my coffee. I actually finished my whole coffee this morning. Such a nice, relaxing morning. Feeling good. Feeling better today than I was yesterday, definitely. I'm a little sore. I'm not sore, but I can feel that we worked yesterday. Yeah, it's warm, but it was a really nice, relaxing morning today. Like, I didn't go out and run. I'm running later with my sister. Yeah. My stomach, literally, you guys, I think I have my mind in check now, like at least for the moment, but my mind needs to tell my stomach to stop tightening up, because that's where I'm at right now, is my stomach is like, I guess just nerves. I don't know. This is why I stopped doing events in the first place. Was I can't take the, it's like anything that you have that's coming up, like if you have like a vacation you're really excited about, just anything, it's the packing. Honestly, it's the packing. I think once I can get all that finalized, I thought that would help my nerves to focus on the packing and the logistics and the details. But it just keeps, and I'm kind of the same when I go on vacation. Like, it's like, oh my god, what am I forgetting? Who cares if I forget something? I can buy it out there, right? Like, stop being so weird. I don't know why I'm being so weird with it all, but things are falling into place for sure. I have some things that weren't working out that are falling into place. My dad actually is driving out west, so he will be there for my race. And well, I was having a kind of a sucky moment yesterday, and my dad happened to call me, and I was just like, oh, my dad's gonna be there. You kind of like revert back to like being a little girl, and your dad making sure everything's okay for you. My dad's gonna be there. Anyway, I just had that kind of like moment. I feel that way with my husband too. I wish he's not able to come. Originally, Chris and all the kids were coming. It was going to be like a big family. In retrospect, I'm kind of glad they're not all coming, because it was just going to be a lot for me, even though they're not little anymore. Just worrying about them sleeping and just getting this particular race. I've read and heard. Oh boy, is it ever hot, eh, guys? I've heard just logistically very, very remote. Like, the aid stations that we have are quite difficult to get to. Like, my crew, who will be sort of following me along the course, will drive probably about 4 times as many miles as I'll run. So they'll do about 800 miles, 600 miles, something like that. Like, they're gonna, like, they have their work cut out for them. Sometimes when you do these things, the aid stations are nice and close to like a main road, and they're super accessible, and you drive through towns, like they will have no cell service. So things like maps, which I am not, that is not my thing. I'm not good with maps. I'm trying to figure out all this map stuff, not just for me, but for my crew, so they don't get lost. Luckily, I have some very apt people on my crew. So my friend Mike, my two people that I train with the most, Mike and Kathy. Mike is very apt with maps, so he's looking after all that for me, thankfully. My friend Kathy, I'm super lucky because she, again, I just don't have to worry about them at all. You know, they're great with sleep deprivation. They're super tough. Like, they're way tougher than me. Oh my God, I feel so much better today than I did yesterday. I can't even tell you. So yeah, so having my family out there, I would have loved for the comfort, but I also think sometimes it's harder to come into an aid station and leave the aid station when it's my husband and kids. My husband is my rock. Like, he makes everything okay when things aren't okay. And so I really wanted him there, but my dad and my daughter will have to do, and Mike and Kathy. Anyways, I'm driving up to see my dad today because he leaves. He lives up in Minden area, up your way, Giant Sharp. He leaves tomorrow to drive out to, I don't even know where he's headed. I know he's headed to northern Michigan and then through Minnesota and headed out west that way through the States. And he arrives where I'll be the day after me. So I go out there August 9th, he goes out there August 10th. So I'm sending a bunch of stuff that I don't want to have to take on the airplane. I'm sending out a camp stove. I'm sending out my Yeti cooler because I know it'll keep things cold for my crew for days. Sleeping bags, a pocket knife, things that are just stressful to take on the plane. I'm sending it with him. So I'm going up there today right after I finish working out. Got a quick shower and then headed up there, dropping stuff off, coming back. Headed out for what will seemingly be a very hot run later. So we are going to work on, we're going to do a set of legs today. And then I think, depending on time, we're going to do some HIIT core stuff to finish. It's hot. I wish I had air conditioning. But the one thing I like about my hotel workouts, I get to blast the air conditioning, and it's a little bit cooler. To this motivational speech yesterday. Maybe I'll pop it into the Facebook group for anybody who wants to listen to it. It's about 8 minutes long. So just about chasing, those goals, and that, nothing worth doing is ever going to be easy, but it's worth going after it. Just all the stuff that I needed to hear yesterday because I was being a bit of a suck. How'd you do that? It's funny, I have this, I guess Bob Proctor says, the law of polarity is a universal law. And so there's opposites, right? for everything. So sun goes up, sun goes down, tide goes in, tide goes out. There's night, there's day, kind of said that already. There's winter, there's summer. It's just a universal law. There's ups, there's downs, right? Like in life, your ups directly correlate to your downs. So if you live a life with very few downs, whether they're, controllable downs or downs that are dealt to you, you get the equal and opposite corresponding up. So if you never, take a risk or take a chance or do something outside your comfort zone, if you never kind of leave that comfort zone that you have, you never experience the corresponding up. So your ups and your fulfillment, your purpose in life is directly correlated to the downs, essentially. If you are going through a difficult time in your life, divorce, death, illness, financial problems, whatever it is, you can be rest assured that the corresponding up is coming, right? Like there's, if you live middle class, you have middle class and ups and downs. Like, do you guys know what I'm saying? All right, who's with me today? Hey, Darcy. Hey, Yvonne. Hey, Betty. I miss Dawn. Where's my friend Dawn? No, Dawn, I need to plan another hike soon. Maybe in the next couple weekends. Just getting this out of the way. Okay, so you're going to grab a weight if you want to use a weight. We're doing legs. We're going to do, I'm grabbing my ball, just my medium-sized one today. All right, let's go. We're going to start with step-ups, and we're alternating legs, you guys. So up one, other side. Alternating legs. I don't know what I just did. I may not have alternated legs. Holding a weight if you want, or not if you don't want. If you're holding it on the shoulder like I am, try to switch sides back and forth every couple seconds. Did I start that thing? Okay, we got a 15-second rest. So next up, we're doing the ones where we go side to side. If you have a step that isn't conducive to side, you can do one side at a time. So this is what I'm gonna do. Now, you guys saw in my hotel room, I used my Yeti cooler. If you have like a nice sturdy cooler that doesn't have wheels, you could do that too. Okay, so I'm gonna switch sides with the ball, and if you need to switch sides with your legs, go ahead. If you're a beginner, actually reminder, so busy blabbing about me, forgot to give you the reminder that modify anything that you need to if you're just starting. Maybe you're not going to use a weight if you're just beginning. We're going to lunges next. Whew. Okay, so lunging. Okay, so we're going to do walking lunges today. Now, if you don't have space to do what I'm doing, that's fine. You can just do lunges on the spot. If you want to increase the difficulty, you can lift your weight up. These are really good for runners. Also really good for hikers, walkers, golfers. Make sure that knee is tracking over that toe. Okay, next up we're gonna do suitcase squats, or any kind of squat that you're feeling good about, you can do any squat you want. You can do air squats. You can do squats with one weight. So just holding the one weight in the middle versus the two like I'm doing. Working our legs today. Working our climbing muscles. Keep thinking, I did not do enough climbing. I did a lot of climbing. I have a lot of climbing in my future in a couple weeks. And I'm not sure I did quite enough, but you know, definitely worked on my leg strength. Pulling that belly button in. So back to you if you're new. You can also use a smaller step. Okay, so we're taking a 1 minute rest. We're doing this 3 times. So you could use a shorter step to modify it. If you want an easier option, you can also do this on your step. Oh, it is sticky. I'm longing for those days that I complained about the cold in here. I mean, am I really? Probably not, but at the moment, yes, I am. There's nothing like a nice crisp breeze. You know, like last night, I had both my sons play baseball. It was a beautiful night. Like it was like, this is the perfect night. I had a really light, long sleeve over top with shorts. That's my kind of weather, you guys. 20 to 25 degrees. And I can definitely do without the Humidex. I just looked at the weather out west right now, and it's so hot. Like it's like 40. Okay, so we're alternating legs, stepping up. If you're holding your weight like me, try to keep a nice straight spine. I'm going to switch sides halfway through. Right now. So again, back to you beginners. The other thing I wanted to always say, and this goes for anybody, whether you're a beginner or not, modify anything you need to, because as I clearly demonstrated to you guys, I have had some bad days as of late, and you've seen me modify. You've seen me last week drop the weights. I did my move session with no weights. So that's an option. You can take rests. There was one not too long ago that I took rests throughout the set, right? So don't ever feel ashamed or like a failure if you have to take breaks or rests that, you know, you don't feel were planned, or I'm not taking because I'm having a good day and you're having a bad day. Because you've seen, and if you haven't done all my workouts, then go back and you'll see there's plenty where I too struggle. And so I've learned to be okay with modifying or adapting anything I need to shoot you guys where I'm at that day, right? Like, it's great to keep doing movement and modify the effort. Okay, so walking lunges or on the spot lunges, whatever works for you. And then not just modifying, taking breaks as needed as well. So, you know, there's been a handful of times where I've actually had to cancel the session because my body was just screaming for rest, or I was sick, or I injured myself. So just remember to get back at it. I think I shared this yesterday. I can't remember. But I think it's worth noting, especially if you're a beginner or a returner, right? Like you're coming back, you're getting back into it, and it's been a while. I heard on a podcast this week that discipline comes before motivation in the beginning. So what happens is, as a beginner, you know, this could be you, or you could remember feeling like this, or you might know somebody who feels like this. They just can't get started. I had a couple of clients recently, it broke my heart. They started on the lean body system, which I think is always a great place to start because it's easy to use, right? And it gets you started with something that's not painful, right? Like working out can be hard, it can be uncomfortable. Eating, changing your dietary habits can be hard and uncomfortable initially. Anyway, so I had this client, she's like, she seems super committed to getting started. And she did, she bought the system for 3 or 4 months, but she didn't use it. I'm like, and I could feel how down and disappointed she was with herself. And it broke my heart because I think what all of us, we expect to feel that motivation in the beginning, and we expect to need it to get started. And the reality is the motivation doesn't come until after you've started and you've created discipline. So for example, I remember vividly a few years ago being very disillusioned with all things, running, working out, all of it, you guys. I am sweating like nobody's business right now. I didn't want to run, I didn't want to work out, I didn't want to touch a weight, I didn't want to do anything. And it scared me because I didn't, you know, in my head I'm like, this is part of your life, you have to stay active. Like, if for no other reason, it's just who you are. This is the power of a paradigm of creating that identity for yourself, that this is who you are. And so most of us don't have that. Or most of us, our paradigm is the opposite, and we're trying to be someone we're not, if that makes sense. Once we create the identity, like Betty, Jen Sharp, you guys have created that identity for yourself. Heather, Dawn, Darcy, like those of you who are with me all the time, like you have that ingrained identity that not doing it feels like something's wrong. But regardless of that, I didn't have any motivation. And so that was when I started my run streak of 1 mile a day, because I was getting in my head, my stomach just flip-flopped. just every random few. Anyway, what was I saying? I had to get myself out the door, and I had to take all the pressure and expectations off. This is what I've learned about myself that I need to do. What the mistake that a lot of newbies make is they have these really high expectations because they start from a place of usually shame and disappointment. How did I get this far off course? Like, how did I let myself get this far away from where I used to be, right? And so that's what's driving their motivation. Well, negative energy doesn't create positive results, so that negative energy isn't going to move you into the positive action that you want to take. So you have to change that, first of all. And I really believe in removing being willing to start slow, right? Like, we think that in order to get to where we want to be, we got to go all in. And I don't believe going all in from a place of not in it all is realistic. Like, you're going to have so much mental resistance, and very few people have the fortitude, the will, the discipline to fight that mental resistance. So how about we take all that off and go, hey, okay, I'm committed to this change. I know I want this change, right? I'm committed to creating a new me. Now, how can I start small and not be rushed, not put a time limit on it when I'm not in it yet, right? It's different when you're, you know, you're all in and you're like, okay, I got 12 weeks to prepare for blah, blah, blah. Well, that's great if you're already doing the things. If you're checked out, that 12 weeks is gonna be super stressful. So, but I will tell you, 12 weeks, you can transform your whole self in 12 weeks. No doubt about it. Okay, woo, resting. So starting small. So what could that look like? That could look like, hey, every day I'm going to do a 30-second plank. Every day I'm going to do 10 air squats, right? Air squats, I think air squats are highly underrated in the sense that they create mobility in all your hips and your lower back. They're just such a great movement pattern for our body. So never underestimate the power of the air squat. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do core. I'm all about the core right now, you guys. So we're gonna do Tabata to finish, Tabata core set. Oh my God, I am sweating, like I can't even tell you. I'm not even gonna be able to put my arms down on the mat. You know what, no we're not. We're gonna do a core set similar to yesterday. Because that's what I feel like. We're gonna do our 10 100s, so 10 sets of 10. So that's gonna satisfy our 100. Of course, we're gonna do multiple of them, so we're gonna do more than 100. I'm gonna have this here, this here. All right, we're gonna start with, of course, okay, I got a towel off here. I'm like a tap. I don't know why this is so gross because this is around kids, but I mean, define gross at this point when I'm like sopping wet and can't put my elbows down. All right. So this is an example of starting small, right? Like a walk around the block, right? Can you move yourself out the door to do a 1 minute walk? 1 minute, right? And you're thinking, of course, in this position where you're totally out of shape and you have 75 pounds to lose, you're like, that's not going to get me there. That's not motivating, but it's discipline. And your motivation will not be there until you create discipline. So if you start by creating those small habits, right? And that's a win every day. Every day you walk for a minute, maybe you do 10 air squats and you do a 30-second plank or a 15-second plank, whatever it is. You create that, that's part of your routine now every single day. I think that was 10, okay? 10 flutter kicks. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 8, 2, 3, 9, 2, 3, 10, 2, 3. Okay? Woo! 10 push-ups. So that'll be 30 things. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I need my towel, like I'm sliding all over the place. So that's 30. We're gonna do 10 plank shoulder taps. Okay, ready? So 10, try not to rock your hips. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping down to low plank, and we're going to do 10 plank marches. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 50, right? Oh, I'm sweating. Okay, so we have 5 more sets of 10. We're going to do skull crushers. because I love them. So you do that, and then you can add to it gradually, right? Like now maybe you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna have a glass of water every morning, right? These are small, doable things that are not causing you discomfort. That all you have to do is commit to the discipline aspect. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 leg lifts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 10 Russian twists. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's do 20 bicycles to finish. Bicycles are really good for runners. Ready? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we're gonna do that 2 more times. So what the podcast talked about was that motivation doesn't come in the beginning until you've created discipline. Discipline will provoke or promote or initiate motivation. Because what happens is you start to feel motivated by your own discipline, right? You're motivated by yourself showing up instead of relying on motivation to get you to show up, right? And because motivation is a feeling that comes out from outside of us. It's not from inside of us. Discipline is a being. It's a state of being. Motivation is just a feeling. That sometimes we feel and sometimes we don't. And most of the times, truly, we don't. I think the more disciplined we are, the more motivation we feel. But again, that motivation is self-created because of the discipline, exercising the discipline. So it's like, again, like as I always say, you gotta stop relying, flutter kicks, on motivation to get you going, because motivation will just, it just is almost never there. If I only ever trained when I was motivated, I literally would train probably 3 times a year. Once, and then not be motivated again for a while. 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 8, 2, 3, 9, 2, 3, 10, 2, 3. And you know what? You know what's really motivating is when you start to get results. And you get results from discipline, not from the motivation. And so if you can create that discipline, and it takes time, you guys, but when I think about my own journey with you, with these classes, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When I think about that, so shoulder taps. 1, trick to these is widen your feet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And plank marches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's the first 50. Oh my God, it's like I'm in soup right now. But I think back to when we started, I had no motivation. My discipline came from my accountability to you guys. That was the only thing. I made a commitment to you to showing up 3 times a week live for this group. 4, 3, 2. I made that commitment, and that's what kept me going, because every single day, I'm not even joking, every day, 3 days a week, I would wish for a reason to not show up, and I never had one. 2, 1. So I had to show up. Tuesdays were the worst because I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off, and then Tuesday I'm like, oh, it's Tuesday already, I gotta go in there and do a workout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I share that with you because I don't want you to think that I don't understand what, other people go through. Our very first program was called 6 Weeks of Will, and the reason it was called that, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The reason it was called that was because will is what gets you to do things, not motivation, right? Will is one of our higher level faculties, which allows us to commit to doing something or commit to something. The will is the exercise of moving towards an image in the screen of your mind. I can't remember how Bob Proctor describes it, but will is what moves us into action typically, right? And so we called it 6 Weeks of Will because it was like, I'm gonna use my will to get myself to do things whether I want to or not. It has no bearing on how I feel. All right, last round of core, and then if we have time, we might do, we'll do our burpees for sure. What else am I missing? Boat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and honestly, 10. 6 weeks, after 6 weeks of exercising will, I still had to use will because I still didn't feel any more motivated. I still wanted to quit every day, not show up, or have an excuse to skip a day or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 2, 3, 8, 2, 3, 9, 2, 3, 10, 2, 3. I'm not very motivating today, am I? Telling you guys how shitty it all is, but it's the truth, right? And it was like, but I didn't miss a workout for, I think that whole year pretty much. I don't think I missed a workout. If I did, it was like very few, and I think I made them up. I don't think I missed a single 3 days a week, up until like really, unless I was, a couple times I might have been sick, and then when I sprained my ankle, like without really good reason. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the ones that I've missed recently are not because of lack of, they're because I've been exhausted because I've been running over 100 kilometers a week, which is not actually that much, but anyways. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Marches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when I heard that on the podcast, I was like, I totally, what am I doing next? Why am I totally blanking? Skull crushers, right? I was like, yeah, that is so true. Like I had to just continue. The daily habits challenge, that was discipline. That was totally discipline for that first year. Admittedly, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I haven't been keeping up with them this year, but because I've actually gotten into my training, right? And so I think if you have a training plan that you're executing, that you have planned and you're executing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That daily habits challenge is for you when you're not executing, right? It's to create that discipline when you don't have any, you can't get yourself to do the things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will probably go back to that after my race, because after my race, well, right now I don't plan on doing anything anytime soon after my race. Now, having said that, there's goals in my head, but I gotta get through this first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's do our 30-second boat. Let's do our burpees first, actually. Oh my God. Sweating like insane. Okay, we're gonna do 10 burpees. Did we miss anything else, buddy? These never get easier, eh? They just never get easier. Darcy, what was it you said? Somebody said, maybe it wasn't Darcy, it was Molly in the group, said something about, I think it was burpees or push-ups, something. She said, they never get easier. For me, boat just never gets easier. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I'm running in the morning, so no workout tomorrow, but I will be back on Tuesday for 3 full sessions next week. Super excited. I'm feeling great. I'm just gonna tell you real quick. So my tummy keeps flip-flopping with nerves and anxiety, right? If I could just like pull the plug on the inside of my body, it'd be good. I feel good, my hips feel good. It's just doing burpees. Both ankles feel good. My sprained foot feels 110%. My bum hip feels great. My lower back, everything feels great. I just need to start listing off everything that feels good, so this can just shut up. Anyways, see you Tuesday. Thanks again.